just some pictures of raccoons that were wearing cowboy hats. And the meme was just, you don't always have to be a strong cowboy. Sometimes just being an alive cowboy is good enough.
I said I was gonna knock your teeth in. Was I lying or was I telling the truth?
Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day, son of a gun. It is Sunday morning as I speak these words. I believe it is like the 3rd of April, 2022. Thumbs up, joy, I am alive. That is a good thing. Hopefully, if you're watching this, you're alive too. Metabolizing is a wonderful thing to do if you live in this physical universe. Yay! I have survived, and that is good. Yesterday was both warm and chill. I wasn't super warm or super cold. I didn't have to deal with both shivering and sweating from being too hot at the same time. It was just a nice walk last night. Very, very good. And there was no rain. It was just a nice chill night, and it was good. So at least I got some walkies done. Yay! And of course, front loading of videos. Thank you, YouTube. Hey, if you could toss me a like, that'd be very cool. If you could subscribe to the channel, that'd be very awesome. If you could leave me a comment, I love comments. I read them all, answer as many as I can. And of course, I would like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These literally beautiful and literally awesome people are literally beautiful and literally awesome. And I would like to thank each and every one of these people, if my voice will stop from catching, for helping to keep me and my pets alive. It is greatly appreciated. I appreciate it. My pets appreciate it. Thumbs up and thank you. And if you'd like to help out, there are links in the show more below. Thumbs up, or wherever it happens to be in the device you're watching this on. Yay! Front loading of videos over. Oof. One of my big problems today and yesterday is I'm so completely unmedicated. Now, my last 2.5 months of being medicated for my ADHD weren't the best. As my blood pressure was going up, for whatever reason, that affected how the medication worked with me. And so as time went on, it was like more and more I wasn't even getting much benefit at all out of my generic Ritalin. Well, for whatever reason, when my blood pressure goes up, I don't do well on that, apparently, because I was getting less and less good stuff out of the medicine as my blood pressure went up. So, joy. But now that I'm unmedicated, oh boy, there are days that I am so completely unfocused, and yesterday was one of them. I mean, during the daytime, I had sleeping issues. I had a 2-hour period. I fell asleep hard here. Only just waking up enough to go, oh, video's over? That was a 45. I didn't hear any of it. Click. And then out again as it played. For 2 hours. So that was joyous. And then when I was out on walkies, I had to fight to bring back at any moment anything that I was thinking of, because it would struggle, fight. Oh yes, it's this. I've got it. What was it? I thought about things as best I could, but I just had to let go the idea of being coherent and being able to remember stuff. So, as I lived through the day sort of thing, yesterday was good. On a my brain was working properly sort of thing, no, yesterday was not a good day. I still listened to music, I talked to people online, I played video games, and we past that, not much. I've tried, and I'm always thinking creatively, trying to work on my setting and all that. One thing I have been doing, and this was so frustrating that I couldn't be coherent, is trying to actually place these things into the coherent timeline and then try to figure out when I want to have these things happen. Because as much as I like slow burn stories in older movies, like if you watch the movie Alien and all that, and other horror movies and scary stuff from the 70s and such, they really leaned into at times the slow burn. It might be 20 minutes by the time something actually happens, or a half hour before something happens. But when it happens, oh boy, the tension has been ramped up hard, so that when it does occur, it is shocking. We don't do a whole lot of that anymore. It's all in media res, which is in the middle of action. You know, you start things in the middle of things. And then when you can calm down, then you do a bit of expository. Oh boy, this is why this happened. We need to keep moving. There's good parts and bad parts about both. But as much as I like the slow burn stuff, I'm going to be I'll try that in English. I'm working more on trying to bring it all in media res, where instead of being a slow build-up, it's going to have the whole thing starts off with the sheriff and the EMT in Tonasket Valley running from the transcended that's chasing them, and then wham, they find the ball of energy, go around it, the thing blunders into it, and kapam. That's when they soak up the energy that's going to change them before, 6 months into the book, halfway through it. And then we start jumping off into the other stuff. Like, I think I would go from there into 3,000 kilometers out. There's old Ray on the Speleodonk finding this village that I've talked about where everyone is just bones inside. Now, old Ray, I got to scratch my upper lip. I need to trim my mustache. It tickles against the bottom of my nose. My apologies. But old Ray, he's got a thing where he's not going to die unless he's killed, which is true. And he's not just has the Speleodonkus, the thing that he rides, which is basically a bicycle that he designed and built as a 12-year-old. He doesn't just have all that, he's got his gut that he listens to, which is he has a very, very strong and powerful subconscious. It is soaking up everything and coming to conclusions before his conscious mind does. So when his gut tells him to do something, he does it. That's why he's lived so long. And his gut is just telling him there, yeah, it's weird, it's frightening, but it's not really dangerous yet. Keep your eyes open. I am. And it's, while he's there, something happens. Actually, the thing that happens is there's a scraping sound while he's busy digging and picking through stuff. Consciously, that doesn't make any real note on his mind, but subconsciously, he's already moving and 10 or 12 steps into it before he is able to figure out what it was. And it was basically the sound of something scraping, which would have been fine. It could have been something moving in the village, bumped up against the thing, and then it scraped. That could have been passed off as, things fall. Shells break. I've had stuff fall off walls and land on me, and I've seen things fall off walls and land on other people. It happens. So it could have been that. Except that there was immediately after that, it was the sound of something stopping the scrape. So the scrape starts and then stops quickly. Like something went, oops, I shouldn't have done that. And that is what his subconscious said. Okay, don't run, but move as fast as you can. Time to get out of here. He's out picking 3,000 kilometers out because of this intense pressure. So I'm still working on that and getting it placed up, and about a quarter of the way through it, that's when the beast rampages in Apple Rock. I'm going to be doing some mostly talking about that because not a whole lot has happened in my life since yesterday. I mean, I've just gone walkies, I've done stuff, I've eaten food, and not much. But the things that are important in my life, like the stuff that I'm thinking on, I do want to talk about that. Excuse me. Except I do also want to talk about this one first, because looking on my list as I had to burp, this was something that I've played actually a couple times this morning. This is how unfocused I am. Oh my gosh. It's, since I can remember being partially focused, being able to compare it in my head, hurts. But there is a meme that was put out by this one meme channel where this fellow, well, whoever it is, I don't know. I don't know the sex or gender of this person or how they identify. This person, they do memes, and they'll take a print meme and then voice and put special effects sounds in it and all that. And one of them was just I had seen it before, and then the fellow or whoever, I did it again, went and did this on, there were just some pictures of raccoons that were wearing cowboy hats. And the meme was just, you don't always have to be a strong cowboy. Sometimes just being an alive cowboy is good enough. And then it plays the kind of western sounds and whip cracking stuff showing these raccoons wearing cowboy hats. And it's like, that is really an important message. Hopefully I've got the meme on the screen. I might even be able to play it at the beginning of the thing. I don't know, but it's true. You know, you don't always have to be a strong cowboy, because sometimes just being an alive cowboy is good enough. Honestly and truly. That means a lot, and I think a lot more people should internalize that. Do I have anything else on here? Yes, actually, this is something that I wanted to talk about because it's colloquialisms and way people speak both on the inside and the outside, because I wanted to do some minor stuff like that just to show that they're different places and different people. I mean, what do we have out here in the United States? You know, over here we call things sweaters that I think it's in Britain. They're like rompers and all that. I'm sure I've got the thing all wrong on the terminology. It's early and I'm unfocused and I can't remember. And I actually looked all this stuff up. But, you know, other nations have other names for different things. So I figured on the razor's edge, the thing that we in the United States would be calling a sweater, I'm not wearing one, but that's actually a kerner. On the razor's edge, through the process of making this stuff, it's you kern these things. That's your kerner. And if you got a kerner with a hood, well, that's a kearney. So if you're wearing your kearney, now, you know, make sure you grab your kerner. We're heading on out and it's a little chilly, and if you got your kearney, grab that. So just as a minor thing, I thought that was kind of interesting thing to do, because different places call different things different things. So yeah, I'm going to try inserting more of that into my stuff, which is also a phrase that I thought of that would be circulating periodically. Those people that aren't really involved in these things would come in vogue and then leave vogue. But among cryptids and among hideous creatures, the phrase, keep your beard clean, would be very popular. And then everyone, periodically, every 10, 20, 30 years, it becomes popular for other people. Keep your beard clean. That just means keep yourself presentable. Keep up your outside appearance stuff. Don't let yourself fall apart. No one wants to hang around someone who's got a dirty beard, because if your beard is dirty, if you're not cleaning it after you eat, if you're not cleaning it at all, if you got nasty stuff in your beard, your whole life is falling apart, isn't it? So you keep your beard clean. But for cryptids and other critters like that, it has another secondary meaning. And that is just be safe. Because if you are eating prey, it's hard to keep your beard clean, isn't it? And you don't want to get a lot of blood and chunks of meat stuck in your beard where other people can see. So make sure that you keep your beard clean. Otherwise, you're gonna get caught. Which is also another good way to tell the intentions of others. There's another story I've been thinking about. I told part of it. I've had better thoughts on it now with Tall Ned in the town of Tall Ned. The town of Tall Ned is called Tall Ned because when it was founded some 400 years back, the person who lived in the area was this 15-foot tall humanoid who identified as Tall Ned after they were found by people. And they became a very popular individual, became a founding father, founding member of the town, and everyone loved Tall Ned. But after the original founders all died of old age, Tall Ned just went back out into the woods. Hundreds of years later, Tall Ned is still out there. And at one point, the sheriff of Tall Ned has to go out there because the prior deputy did something really stupid and got himself and a whole bunch of others killed by Tall Ned. But when the sheriff goes to talk to Tall Ned, he can tell that Tall Ned is still on everyone's side. Because when he sees Tall Ned's got blood on his hands and blood on his feet. But when he's looking at the sheriff and then smiles and nods at the end of that story, there is no blood at all on Tall Ned's face. And he has a shock of white hair and a big fluffy white beard. No blood on Tall Ned's beard. Not just because they were trying to keep clean, but because Tall Ned don't do stuff like that. Tall Ned will defend himself. Tall Ned may have to do some terrible things, but Tall Ned doesn't do things like eat people. Tall Ned has no problems keeping his own beard clean. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments on my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. It's never many, but anything more than 0 is awesome. So let me call it my Chrome here. And we have Jesse Koskinen. It is always good to see you in the comments. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate very much your presence and your comments. It is cool. A Bizarre YouTuber, thank you much as well. It is appreciated. And Ice Damon, it is always good to see you too. Thumbs up. We have Lefty Me, who is true, but boy, trying to do this stuff with ADHD, I could not stop at that point. Space Vatnik, thank you very much, and I downloaded that soundtrack. Thumbs up. Thank you, Ben B. Greatly appreciated. Oh God, going for a walk is just awesome. I love it. Nausea, spelled with 2 A's. Thumbs up, and thank you for the comment. Rebecca Aaron, I will put that on the list, and thumbs up. Scott 49140, I wish I could find that episode. I'll keep looking for it. I am sorry. And then we have Blocksob Lives, thumbs up, and thank you. And that is it. 10 people in the last 24 hours. You can't hear it sometimes. Oh, you could probably hear that one if I haven't been talking over it. But I gotta crack my knuckles or they just hurt. Oh, it burned like fire. Thank you very much, each and every one of you. You get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people. Definitely a thumbs up. And hey, with my hands in the air, Bethesda. I'm not sure what device you're watching this on, so I don't know where the show more video description is, but inside I have links to all of my various channels, as well as my Twitter, my Facebook, my Patreon. And again, I would like to thank each and every one of these Patreon patrons, these literally beautiful and awesome people. When I say they help to keep my pets alive, they literally help to keep my pets alive. And thumbs up and thank you, as well as myself. I mean, I get to eat food, and I get to have pain medicine because of these people. Thank you very much. It is appreciated. And if you would like to help and become one of these beautiful and awesome people, well, the links are down below. And if you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, I do have links to my PayPal down there. And if you'd like to help me out without sending any cash, there is an Amazon wish list link with stuff like cat food on it to keep my poor kitty cat eating. If you could check that out, that'd be very cool. Of course, don't feel obligated. I don't feel entitled. And if you can't or don't donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. And if you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. And of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, a definite thumbs up. Well, son of a gun, it's a lazy Sunday. Especially Sundays are very lazy for people like me, and that is to people that don't watch stuff like sports or hang around with other people. So I'm gonna do what I can today, hopefully not fall asleep, hopefully. I've got all sorts of stuff I want to do. I still have back here that you can't see because I keep covering up with my hands. One of the quests on this game that I have yet to do, but you have a quest where you have to map out a certain number of things. There are 100 different types of rooms you can find. They want you to find 2 blue, 2 yellow, and 2 orange. But the blue ones are like, out of the 100 rooms, there are 10 blue, and the rest of them are the other colors. You're gonna be adventuring for a long time on that quest. And, of course, you know what's going on with the Covfefe bug, and apparently it's starting to resurge in all those areas that dropped mask mandates. Oh gosh, what a surprise! Those people that drop their precautions are the first to get mauled by the lions. Drop your precautions last. Let others fall. Laugh from the safety. Take precautions. Just be smart. Get vaxxed. Get boosted. Wear a mask. Properly isolate. Maintain that social isolation. Oy vey. Oy vey. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and quite frankly, I still think that is a very good idea.